This lesson is two-step equations that include fractions. So we're going to go through and use the steps that we've been doing to get our variable terms alone, and then using inverse operations to solve for our variable. So with this first example, we're going to get rid of the fraction by multiplying by the denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides of this fraction by that denominator of 3. And the reason that we want to do that is because 3 over 3 will cancel. So then what we still have would be a 2x, and on this side, 8 times 3 would be 24. So multiplying by the denominator allows you to cancel on the left side. And then from here, we know that 2 is being multiplied by some mystery number to get 24 as the answer. So working backwards, we would divide. Again, 2 over 2 would cancel, and we would be left with x equals 12. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Now you can check this. If you go into your calculator, and you typed in 2/3 times 12, and you hit enter, you would see that you do get 8, which was what the original question was. So that's how you could check it. Example 2. So think about all the steps that we've been doing with our equation solving. We first need to get our variable term alone. So I need to undo this plus 2 by doing minus 2 on both sides. So then I have 1/4 x equals 5, because 7 minus 2 is 5. And then you're going to do the same thing that we just did in the other example, is we're going to be multiplying by that denominator number. So with 4, I have to do it to both sides to keep it balanced. 4 over 4 cancels. And this is nice. 1x is actually just the same thing as x, so I'm actually just going to write x. 5 times 4 is 20. So my two steps in this case were that I wanted to subtract 2, and then I multiplied by 4, and my answer, x equals 20. Okay. Example 3. So for example 3, this is a fraction. I have x plus 9 on the top, and I have 3 on the bottom. And that's the part I want to try to get rid of first. How I can get rid of a fraction is really just multiply both sides by that denominator number. So in this case, I'm going to multiply both sides of my fraction, or both sides of my equation, by a 3. 3 over 3 cancels. Now I have x plus 9, and 4 times 3 was 12. So all I did there was I multiplied both sides of the equation by 3. And the reason that I'm doing that is so that it will eliminate the fraction on the left side. Now, one more step to solve this. I need to subtract 9 from both sides. X equals 3. So my first step was to multiply by 3. My second step was to subtract 9. And that gave me an answer of x equals 3. Great. I'm going to flip over to the next page. Okay, so think about all of our equation solving steps. We'll draw our wall. We're going to box our variable term. We want to get that term alone, so I need to first subtract 8 from both sides. Step number 1. And then I have x divided by 3 equals 14 minus 8, which is 6. Now we're going to use the same step we've been doing. We're going to multiply by the bottom of the fraction, which is the denominator. So we're going to make that a little neater. We do it to both sides. Now the reason we do it here is so that we can eliminate it. 3 over 3 cancels. It's just equivalent to the number 1. And x equals 18 would be our solution to this question. Now, when you get to the end of a question and you want to know, hey, was my answer right? Here's how I could check it. I can replace the value that I got, so I said x was 18. I plug that in, to my original equation, in place of x, it should work. 18 over 3 is 6, and 6 plus 8 is 14. Okay, so just keep in mind that if you get to the end of a question and you aren't sure if it's correct or not, that's how you can actually check. Let's keep going. We're going to do the next example here. All right, again, it has a fraction, so the first thing I need to do is multiply by that denominator number. 4 over 4 cancels, so I still have x plus 3, and then 12 times 4 is 48, and then one more step to solve. Add it all, I just need to subtract 3 from both sides, and I end up with x equals 45. Example 3, draw my wall, box my variable term, subtract 1 from both sides. I want to do that because I want to eliminate and get my variable alone. So I have x over 4 equals 1. Now, just like we've been doing, once the variable term is alone, undo this fraction by multiplying by the denominator. 4 over 4 cancels, and I get x equals 4. That's my answer. One more. Again, the whole left side is one giant fraction, and I can undo that by multiplying by the bottom number. 3 over 3 cancels. V plus 9 equals 24. And now I'm just going to subtract. I get V alone by taking away 9 from both sides. 24 take away 9 is 15. All right, so make sure you take a look back at notes as you're working on some practice questions. So it looks like this is supposed to be an equal sign. So let's just make sure we change that. That should be an equal sign right there on number 1. 1/5 x minus 3 equals 17. Let's make sure the rest of them look okay. Yeah, so you only have to do 4 homework questions. There is a bonus. I'd love for some people to give that a try. You can absolutely do it. It's very doable.